All right. Okay, hello everyone. My name's Raylene Alexander. I am the diabetes educator at HESI Rural Health, and we're going to talk a little bit today about continuous glucose monitoring. Glucose monitoring is on the PBS or the NDSS for type 1 diabetes patients. They are able to wear they have two parts basically. So they have a transmitter and a needle that sits into their arm. They can track their glucose at any time by passing a device that picks up from the transmitter what their blood glucose is. So basically it eliminates doing finger prick tests all of the time. The benefits of that, as you can see, are probably not as many finger prick tests, which most people would say is a bonus. The type 1s tend to monitor their blood sugar levels a lot more closely than type 2s, so hence it works very well for them. However, if you're a type 2 and you're going to purchase it, most of these devices are quite expensive. So the little device that has the needle in it is going to cost you around $100 for just 2 weeks worth. So you can see it can add up pretty quickly. However, if you would like to purchase it, you can as a type 2 and the transmitter, and you can hold all your blood glucose levels on your phone, and you've got that as a good recording of what's going on. Now, the blood glucose transmitter, or the actual continuous blood monitoring, you need to compare that to that, so you can't swap over and use your finger prick test and expect that it's going to be the same as what your continuous blood glucose monitoring is going to show you, because they're done in different places. Some of the benefits of this is you can track very closely what's going on during mealtime and continuously overnight, etc. Hence why it's so good for type 1s. Type 2s perhaps don't need to have that same amount of or close monitoring. If you can, and certainly for clients that have trouble knowing what's happening for them, they might have high readings and they're not sure why, and it doesn't correlate with their diet. Some of those could benefit from using them. I'm sure the younger type 1s are going to be much more into the new technology than what some of the older clients are. So I certainly take that into consideration as to who you're going to recommend it to. The technology is a little bit advanced for some of the older clients, and when I'm talking 70s and 80s, they're not going to be able to perhaps afford it or be able to manage it. So I think it's really important to keep that in mind when you decide if you would like to use continuous glucose monitoring. There's really not much else to say. It is, it's a little disc that fits on your arm. Usually we put it under the arm, probably up around here. And as I said, if you're wearing no sleeves or short sleeves, it may rub, so you need to be careful about those sorts of things. It can easily dislodge, so that's another issue to take into consideration. And once that little disc has come out with a needle on it, you must replace it with a new one. It's not going to work if you replace that. Now, anything else? It's got alarms on it, so you can alarm when things are too low or too high. You can certainly set those. It certainly helps, as I said, over the 24 hours for people with type 1, and I would suggest that it's really a great invention for people with type 1 diabetes. As I said, type 2s, you can use it at some time if you need to, and probably those specific difficult clients who are unable to manage their sugars well, then that can give you some good graphs about what's going on for them. Sometimes you can use it for a very short time, as in use it for a couple of weeks and then work with that information for type 2s, and that would make it a lot cheaper. As for anything else at the moment, I'm thinking that's the basis of continuous blood glucose monitoring. If you need to know more, I'd suggest you go and talk to your diabetes educator, and they should be able to guide you in the right direction. And I think that's probably all I've got to say today. As I said, if you need to know more about it, then certainly NDSS can give you some more information, and you can Google that yourself or talk to your diabetes educator. All right, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoy Diabetes Week 2025, and I'll probably see you again soon. Thank you.